Hi, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. I hope you did not get blown away, right? So, real quick, the strongest winds, these are at PDX, gust on Saturday of 47 miles per hour. Wow. Weather Service ended up putting a wind advisory in play for the valley that was in effect Saturday into the night hours because of those gusty winds. And then today, on this calendar day of Sunday, the strongest wind gust was south at 43. Now, generally over the weekend, generally speaking, winds stayed under 60 at the coast, and winds, the peak gusts, I looked at a whole handful of Willamette Valley up and down I-5 and then to the Kelso Longview area of Cowlitz County. And the wind gusts were generally about 45 miles per hour. There were some winds that when you got up above 2,000 feet and some of the higher elevations, where winds did hit over 50 miles per hour. But what a windy weekend, and something that I got caught off guard in terms of how windy it was. Ended up focusing my forecast on the snow levels and the rain, and the wind stole the show. Anyway, the cold fronts, we had the one that came in Saturday morning. We had the one that came in last night. And now we've got the third and final one in a series of fronts that comes in tomorrow at about 6 p.m. on Monday. And then that clears out during Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we start that stretch of dry weather. Now, at times today, no doubt you notice the southwest winds kick back up. We're going to notice that at times tonight. We're going to notice that at times tomorrow. And then the latter part of tomorrow into the evening, especially behind that 6 p.m. cold front, 6 p.m. into the I-5 corridor, gusty west winds will be firing back up. I mean, we could have a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in the valley. The data supports winds gusting more like 35. But anyway, we're not quite finished with the blustery conditions and the rain. So what I have here is, this is the water vapor imagery. This is the surface front is back here. This is the one that will very quickly approach and come in. It looks like early evening tomorrow. It is the third and final front of the series that started back on Saturday morning. And if you look at potential precipitable water, there's other imagery I look at to get a sense of how much moisture is out here. This is a pretty heavy moisture plume where I've outlined in red right in here. And this is what's going to be feeding into us. Now, I'll show you the model output for total precip in a moment. I will tell you most of the models that I look at show about 3/4 of an inch of total rain for Portland developing tomorrow afternoon into the night into early Tuesday morning. Some models show more than that, but there's a pretty good batch of rain that is going to be coming into our area. No doubt about that. Okay, let me get out of that, and here's just the imagery loop of what we just looked at. There is a low center upper level disturbance anyway that's down here in Northern California. And there are actually advisories for snow in the mountains from the Lake Tahoe area up into the Oregon Cascades, up through the Washington Cascades, with this next plume of moisture that's building right back in here that's going to be coming into our area. Enjoy it, because again, this will be the final weather system we have for a while, and I'll update you on that sunny, warm weather we expect still coming up in just a moment. So here's the winter weather advisory on the map from the National Weather Service office in Portland, up and down. The snow levels are going to continue to be anywhere from about 3,000 to 4,000 feet during the precip period, maybe going down to 2,000 feet Tuesday afternoon into the evening. But that would still be above the coast range. So this is simply getting up into the Cascades before you find snow. And again, this goes up and down, as I mentioned, from the Canadian border, this advisory, all the way down into the through the Siskiyous and all the way down into the Sierra of the Tahoe Basin area. I do want to just click on this, and we'll just run through. This is the text verbiage from the National Weather Service. I'll just read it to you. So you folks, Cascades of Lane County, Waldo Lake is included in this. The winter weather advisory for snow is up through Tuesday night at 11 p.m. They're saying the heaviest snow above 4,500 feet in that area, 1 to 2 feet, could come down. Wow. South Washington Cascades up around Mount St. Helens, snow level 3,500 feet to above, 1 to 3 feet of snow. Again, biting on some heavy moisture coming in, gusty winds to 45 at times. Cascades of Marion and Lynn counties, and including Santiam Pass, 1 to 2 feet, 4,500 feet snow level for the heaviest snow amounts. And then you get down into the, this is the Northern Oregon Cascades, including the city of Bennett Pass, 1 to 2 feet, 4,000 feet down into Medford. Now we're talking about the Southern Oregon Cascades, Crescent Lake, Diamond Lake area, 5 to 10 inches up to 14 inches over the peaks and ridge tops in the Cascades down that direction. And even up in Seattle, the Cascades in the Pierce and Lewis counties, they're talking 10 to 20 inches of snow above 3,000 feet. Let's see if the Pendleton, the Eastern Washington Cascades, let's see here, Lapine, Sun River. Okay, east slopes of the Oregon Cascades. East slope of the Oregon Cascades, including the cities of Lapine and Sun River. The advisory for snow was up through 11 p.m. Tuesday. Heaviest snow above 4,000 feet, 1 to 2 feet. All right. So, yeah, a lot of reason to believe we're going to get some pretty good precip coming out of all that. Let's start off with just the look at the liquid moisture that's coming in. So this doesn't tell you if it's rain or snow, it's just the liquid moisture, right? We'll start this party tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Now, when you wake up tomorrow morning, it could be dry at your house. I see a shower threat tomorrow and probably some scattered showers, but not a lot in the early morning, mid-morning, late morning. We really start to look for the rain once we get into the afternoon hours. So this would be 11 in the morning. 11 in the morning tomorrow, solid rain, now moving into the coast, Western Washington, moving into Seattle, just starting to flirt around the noon hour with moving into Portland. And then here we are at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So this is absolutely steady, widespread rain. Tomorrow afternoon, a washout. It's going to be raining steadily across all areas. And this shows some heavier rain in yellow approaching the Washington coast. Again, this is that moisture plume that I started off talking about. Here we are at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Heavier moisture rates in yellow up in Western Washington. But again, widespread steady rain going into the evening is now pushed all the way through the gorge, all the way out into the Blue Mountains, and certainly extending all the way down into Northern California. This could be a pretty rainy night. This is, let me back this up. This is still Monday overnight, so it's pretty wet going into Tuesday morning. Now, what about moisture amounts? So this shows you how much rain could fall total, actually between right now, the 2nd, through 5 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. We're not going to get much tonight, maybe 1/10 of an inch, something like that. So nearly all of these numbers are that steady afternoon rain that I just showed you tomorrow afternoon through Monday night into Tuesday afternoon. This shows what I mentioned a moment ago. Most models like about 75 100ths of an inch of rain over Portland, about the same up in Kelso Longview, around 67 100ths in Salem. If you go to the coast, there are amounts right about an inch. And then if you go up into Western Washington, a little bit more rain. This shows the Olympics could get maybe 1.5 inches of total available moisture. The Washington Cascades, heavy moisture amounts, over 2 inches of moisture, potential for snow up on Mount Hood. Shows Seattle about 6/10 to 3/4 of an inch of rain, and then hefty amounts all the way down south. So, yeah, pretty wet. What about snow? All right. I mentioned just rain over the Coast Range, and this illustrates that. Just showing you the snow basically up and down the Cascades. Here are the Olympic Mountains. And then out here, the scattered elevations, including the Blues out east. I can't believe these amounts are not overdone, but they show 2 feet of snow on Mount Hood. And they show a good 2 feet of snow, and in some cases more as you work up the Cascades up into Washington. And if you go out into the Blues, the upper elevation is picking up 8 inches of snow or more out in this area here. So we'll see. I think in terms of 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 feet where the resorts are on Mount Hood and certainly where travel is, I think this is more like a foot to 16 inches. But we'll see. We'll see how much we end up getting. It's a south wind flow still tomorrow. And south wind flows, even if there's a lot of moisture involved, have a tendency to underproduce when it comes to snow in the mountains. The Cascades like a west wind flow, coming in and hitting the mountain, and that produces, as the air flow hits the mountain right on perpendicular, it forces lifting, and that increases the snow rates. When the moisture is coming in more from the southwest, I mean, if you don't have enough of a westerly component, then that tends to back off the moisture amounts that we see. So to me, there's some question, but clearly the threat for heavy snow, the winter weather advisory is up for the Cascades tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow and into Tuesday for traveling. Check those conditions. Okay. So this is the upper flow pattern from the American GFS model. Here's the polar jet Tuesday afternoon across central Washington, the blue contour. That's the colder air. And here is the cold trough already starting Tuesday afternoon to move off to the east and exit. So here's the ridging quickly building on Wednesday, a day that will be dry with developing sun, and it will kick off that warming spell. I still think so. This is Thursday afternoon. I've got us sunny and 64. Here's Friday. I've got us at 70. Here's Saturday. I've got Portland at 73. Here's Sunday. I've still got Portland at 73. And look at the ridge axis right up through the Cascades, up through Portland, up through Seattle, extending well into Canada. This is a very warm bubble of air that will just want to hit 70 degrees, at least here in Oregon. So odds favor staying dry on Monday and staying dry on Tuesday. There are some signs that maybe Wednesday of that following week, Wednesday, Thursday, that maybe we get back into some rain. But right now you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you've got 6 solid days where the confidence is high that we're going to see sunshine and warm weather. So we'll keep you updated on all of that. By the way, the records this time of the year are generally low to mid 70s. The record for tomorrow on Monday, by the way, is 75. So it's possible that we'll be getting into record territory as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this upcoming week. Okay, well, I mentioned that my uncertainty of whether or not we get the real heavy snow amounts up in the Cascades or not. Over the weekend, it's really been disappointing. We've seen inches of snow up there, certainly not feet. Tomorrow, 3 to 8. Tuesday, 4 to 8. So I'm holding out hope of 8 and 8. That'd be 16 inches. That'd be good. Snow levels 3 to 4. 3 on Tuesday. Wednesday's dry, and then there's the ridging with 10,000 foot snow level on Friday and up into the 50s at pass level. There will be some noticeable winds up there. Southwest winds tomorrow, west winds on Tuesday. Government camp in good shape right now, 36 degrees. I think all the pass cameras are in good shape. Yeah, there's 84 out in the Blues, Willamette, Santiam, Siskiyou Summit's in great shape. So no issues there. And again, you can find my Mount Hood 5-day. This is custom work that I do. This is my tailored forecast. This is on my Mount Hood page, courtesy of Hillcrest Ski and Sports in Gresham, on my weather site, portlandweather.com. And from that, we'll stick with my weather site. These are the current numbers, 51 in Portland. Let's start down south. There's Medford, 48. Tomorrow, rain becoming steady during the day. Remember, we saw that steady rain shield tomorrow afternoon from the California border, literally to the Canadian border. And then showers on Tuesday, and then there's the dry run. Weather models, I think, are just way underplaying how warm it's going to be with their output, okay? So I'm going to assume Medford's got a good chance at 70 as well. Let's back out of that. Here's Central Oregon, Bend, 46. Tomorrow, this is a rain chance increasing in the late day into the night, 47 degrees. Some snow expected in Central Oregon Monday overnight into Tuesday morning, and then warming up. Remember, in the Lapine Sun River area, there's that advisory for snow at 4,000 feet. And then here's the nice weather in Central Oregon, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wow, up into the 60s. Really delightful stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and go up to Seattle, 44. They've been running pretty close to Portland. The rainy afternoon tomorrow, 49. The showers, 49 Tuesday. Then the dry weather begins. See, now they've got Saturday approaching 70 up in Seattle. Again, I think a lot of these numbers are generally being underplayed. Here are my numbers for the Rose City. I've got some showers around tomorrow morning, but it could be pretty quiet to start. And then the rainy afternoon, the rainy evening. Don't forget the front comes in around 6 p.m. It looks like the strongest winds tomorrow could be behind the front. So evening winds tomorrow from the south-southwest, gusting to about 35 miles per hour, kind of late day evening winds. 3/4 of an inch of total rainfall through the night. Tuesday's showery weather, I think. West winds 10 to 20. Wednesday, we're all dry. And then I've got 64 on Thursday, 70 on Friday, 73 on Saturday, and 73 on Sunday. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching my videos. If you have not subscribed, please do so. That helps me out. It helps me when you tell your friends about it. My weather site's portlandweather.com. I'm Rod Hill, and I thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.